Alrighty, looks like we're live. Hello everybody, 01 of 1 here again. Quick mic check, looks like the bars are moving, so you guys should be able to hear me, so that's good. Alright, so, in the last episode we were working on our ship, so we're gonna head back out there, and, I don't know, see what else we can do. There it is. Wonderful. Alright, so in the last episode, we got this back section pretty much done, except for the top part here. We still got to work on that. But I think there's more that I have to do for that, so let me get up my picture of this. Okay, so it looks like there is a chain that connects a smaller mast. So, I mean, I should probably work on the masts, right? Probably would be a good idea. Alright, so it's gonna require a bunch of this stuff. And then, oh hey, that's fancy. You can use the bracket buttons to, if I do the shift, does that change? No. If I do control, it works. That's fun. Alright, anyways, we gotta build this thing up fairly high. So at least that high. And then, let's be honest, probably even higher. So that is good there. Alright, now we gotta bring this up. Alright. Oops, too far. Nope, still one too far. Here we go. And then we'll build this thing in here. Too far. Okay, so we've got it up to here at least. Put that on there to make sure that they are connected at the top. All right. So we have this one. Why am I still missing that piece? I thought I replaced that like a while ago. And then why is this all like weirdly? That's not the right color for this. Or pattern, or whatever you call it. Okay, so that is back. I'm not sure why that changed. That is very odd. Okay, so then that gets put there. I mean, I'm probably going to be changing this, so I probably shouldn't get too attached to it. Okay, so first things first, this needs to be a lot bigger. Like a lot bigger. So we're gonna just take the whole sail down, and we'll do that by tricking the bobs to doing it for us. So if we do that, and then we do that, and that, and then we get rid of these ones and these ones, then that should free it from its mortal coil. And then we can get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, so now we have this. And now we want to make sure that we have all of the correct patterns in here. This is obviously not the correct pattern. And also, why is it got a line in the middle of it. That doesn't make any sense. We'll take out that too. All right. So that should keep this thing going, I guess. All right. So, and there's still like another. I don't understand why those blocks are like that. Okay, so where do I want this thing to go? I kind of wanted it to be like at least a little bit above here, so I'm thinking like here instead. So we're just moving it up one, but I mean, I don't know. Should maybe, hopefully do something. All right, and then we'll get rid of the one below it, just so that way I'm not thinking about it. All right. And then we want columns. Bipolar, welcome. Bipolar says, what's up? Just reworking my masts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like we need to go out 8. Because it needs to be a lot bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then these blocks can probably come out. I mean, obviously that one has to stay there because that's what the beacon is sitting on. But overall, I think that can just kind of go like that. Okay. So if we have this. Okay, now we need to get this to look like a sail. And I'm thinking, I mean, because we're going to have to do like multiple sails. Like we have to get like an idea of the scope of this thing, right? And then let's see. Let me check this. Oh, that doesn't have the sails unfurled. Well. And we're gonna need like a triangular sail like back here or something. I don't know how that's gonna work exactly, but let's see, how would I even like get that connected? So I'd have to have like some sort of a, I don't know, something that looks like it can grab onto something. I have no idea what that would even look like. I don't know. Like it needs to be, it's got to be something that makes sense, right? So, I mean, in the pictures, they're just like, the ropes are just tied to the rails, basically, right? So, I shouldn't need anything like super fancy, right? But then again, at the same time, it's like, I probably should. Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything like super fancy. Just has to look like it's holding on to something. I mean, I suppose the easiest thing to do would be to get something like this and then put it on the battered level and then do something like this, I guess. And then put this up, you know, back into here, right? And then kind of build off of that going that way. All right, so that can go there, and then we're gonna need some sort of like a holder to go from here to here, and that'll be just straight up sail going across there, and then it's got to connect into here, but I want it to look like it's a rope. Now, how do I get it to look like it's a rope? Without making it a subgrid, of course. And then also, like, is there... I feel like... there is a block that we have that would look the way that I want it to look. Actually, hang on. Let me try something here. So if I were to... Okay, so let's say that I go here, right? And then let's say I grab this round armor slope and I put this on the battered level. Kind of point that up. Alright, then it'll kind of look like it's connected into there, sort of. And then I could do the same thing over here, potentially. And then I could build off of this to make something like what I'm trying to do here. Then, of course, this would have to be straight up white and the weldless. So... And then the other thing that I want to do, and I think this would have to be like a 45 here. And then maybe like a 2x1. And then we would do the same thing over here. Well, maybe not exactly like that, but do like a 45 here, like a 45 here, and then we'll just kind of build straight across. Actually, hang on. I kind of want this to go up at a curve, and then we'll kind of build outwards from there. Maybe not there. Okay, so that can go there, and then this can go there, and then we can get a little half block to go into there. Okay. Not quite what I'm looking for, but it's not terribly off. And then we want to do these solar panels. And then, obviously, we want to go with these ones. Now, I would love it if I could put both of these in a single block space, but that's not exactly a thing that I can do. Now, something I could do, potentially, is put them back to back like this, and then just have this kind of go up at an angle, and then this would just continue to go upwards, however far it needs to go. But then this would have to be, I mean, this would have to kind of angle that way, so it's just like a half block. Then how do we get that to work? Because, I mean, this has got to be a triangular sail, right? So we can probably get 2 of them up here. And then, I mean, if I'm gonna... It doesn't look good from this side. That's my problem. Like, I would love it if I could make this entire thing just a half block. But how exactly do I do that? Because it's not like I have all of the pieces and parts to do that. So like a half block 2x1 does not exist. I mean, we have this, right? But that matches up down there, but not up here. So if I wanted this to go kind of down here, I'd want it to be down here, but then that's not the right shape. 3. And then I could do it like that, maybe. And see if I can get this to work somehow. And then that, I don't have a block that fits that. So if I was to do that, I couldn't do that. Well, I couldn't do it like that anyways. I would have to do something more along the lines of that. But then that's not going to look good either. Unless I went back into these and I found the opposite block and I did it like that. But then that looks weird. And then what I could do here is go back into the solar panels and then kind of build that onto the other side, right? But then I would want to reduce this side to a half block, which I have no way of doing. I mean, I do have a half block 45, so I could get this part over here to a 45, but as far as all of this, no dice. And then it looks bad from this side if I do it like that. So the other option is I don't put solar panels on here at all, and I just reserve them for, you know, the bigger sails. And then if I did that, then I can make this whatever shape I want it to be because it's not really going to matter. And I think in this case, like, it's probably the shape of this that matters more. And then from here, we could bring it back out. And then this will go back into some sort of a connection up here. And then that can go there, and there, and there. then we would have to do this one here as well, which means that that would have to go up like that. And then we could potentially continue this, and that'll actually be the connection point. That does not look good. Not through here. I mean, it's vaguely sail-like, but that does not look good at all. I mean, like, how would I even fix that, though? And I could bring this out a little bit quicker. But that's not it either. I could keep this as like a half block, but then that still isn't going to look quite right. No, that's even worse. This part up here is too thick. This is way too thick. So, I mean, that would require me taking out pretty much all of this. Whoops. Didn't quite mean that much, but okay. Now, sadly, that looks more like the sail that I'm looking for, but then how do you connect it? This is just gonna look terrible. I mean, it's more sail-like, but I don't know how I feel about it. I should probably put in a medical facility in here instead of using this survival kit. I can put one right here, quite literally. Medical room. Now the only bad thing is this does not have a connection on the bottom. So if I put this in here, I have to do something like that. And then, let's see, this can go in there like that. And then that should give me power, at least. Is that actually connected through? Well, yeah, of course it is. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now that we have that, Dr. Close Enough says, hello, hello, how's it going tonight? Welcome. It's going somewhere. I'm not sure if it's going in the right direction, but it is going somewhere. And Dr. Close Enough says, how's everyone in chat? Chat has been incredibly quiet. I think one person, bipolar, has said one thing and that's it. 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Zero, didn't know if you saw, but I added another AI sea shanty. I will check that out after the stream is done. Let's see, so oh, I need interior plates, okay. Everett says, hello, watching and enjoying. Welcome. Interior. There we go. Dr. Gosano says, quiet chat is quiet, rip. Alright, so let's see, how far up is this going? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have to go up 10 over here. Bipolar says, I'm going through a lot these days since my PC died. Dr. Kosano says, sorry to hear it, Bipolar, and also says, hello there, Everett. Bipolar says, lost access to my Discord yesterday, all because of security features that prevent owners of accounts from accessing owned accounts. Yeah, they're getting a little crazy with all of that, you know, verification crap that they're going through with everything, so... It's like, just to like log in and check your email, it seems, these days, you have to go through like a 2-step verification or some crap. It's annoying. Alright. And then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bipolar says, and there's no options to gain access, nothing. Yeah, unfortunately, that is kind of a thing that we're having to deal with lately. I feel you, man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Bipolar says, and they demand you to access the account from an old PC that's dead, so WTF, I'm screwed. Yep. The only thing that I would suggest is maybe contacting customer service and seeing if they can help you, just kind of explain the situation. You might be able to do something. Go up 3 again, so 1, 2, 3. We gotta go up 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bipolar says, I contacted Yahoo to get into my account and they're completely useless. I'm having all of my troubles because of Yahoo and also cell phone verifications. I don't own a cell. Yeah, it's another problem with technology. Not everyone jumps on board with that stuff, and yet they expect everyone to follow along, so... It's getting a little closer to what I'm looking for. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that going to be good? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one is going to be 5, 4. 4. Do 4 and then go up 6. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I need a crow's nest on top of this. So... Alright. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think we could probably cover this up like that. Of course, the wood grain isn't really helping me out very much. Okay, and then we'll put in one of these, and then we'll do columns again. Dr. Closenov says, getting ready for bed and on mobile. Short version of the AI, though, is that I was able to make one with better music and follow a sea shanty melody. AI singing itself is okay, but it has CC and such. What is CC? Closed captioning? Alright, now for this, how do we want to do this? Well, we might actually be able to just... No, that's not going to work. I mean, I suppose we could do this, but that's not good. I wish we had like a cone. I don't think we have a cone though. I mean, I can go out like this, I suppose. And then up on top of here, we would do railing, I guess. And then this would have to be that. Something like that anyways. And of course, you know, this needs like a central column going up to, that goes into some sort of an antenna, or I don't know, a flag. Do I have flags? Are there flags in here? There's probably not flags. Column. I don't know, I guess we'll just have this kind of go up to there. I don't know. It's very tall. That looks a bit more... The crow's nest looks tiny. That's funny. And we have our little tiny sail in the back, and then we got to build up this one too. So that's going to be interesting. So we just got to get this to go up very, very tall. I don't know if we need it that tall, but how much farther up is this going? There we go. All right. Dr. Kosno says, how has the weekend been going for you, Zero, for all of chat? For me, I actually just had a couple of guys that I hired come over and fix a hole in my roof. I guess when the guys who came and fixed my gutters last year, I think, they put a really big frickin' hole into the roof, didn't tell me about it, and then of course the water got under the shingles, which then, you know, rotted the wood. And once it rotted the wood, then it started going through the wood, and then it went down into the ceiling of the upper living room area thing, whatever, family room, is that what that's called? I don't know. And then it made all of the paint on the ceiling sag until the point that it actually broke. So now I have like a good 6 square foot area of my ceiling that has no paint on it, and the edges are peeling because, you know, that's what they do. So yeah, hopefully that is fixed now. We shall see. Adulting, right? Yeah. Okay, so I think we're actually too low, so I think that's got to go up to there. Alright. Yeah, owning a house is freaking expensive. I don't even fully own it yet. The bank still owns it. One of the good things about being a veteran is you get the VA loan. And I am out of wood. Or no, not wood. Wow. But yeah, so I got approved for that, and that's what I used to actually buy the house. Otherwise, there's no way in hell I could have afforded it. good enough. Okay, so there is our next mast. It's going to be huge. Alright, and then we got to look across here until we get to the one that matches... No, not this one yet. Is it this one? Okay, can we just, like, go on here? No, I don't think that one's it either. Nope, that's at the bottom of it. So it's this one. Okay, yep. Dr. Gosnov says, I specifically added antifungal styrofoam panels to my ceiling joists for my converted office just in case that happens. It's a pain. Alright, column. There we go. Now, if this pirate ship was true to form, these masts would go all the way down to the keel. And that is where they would be connected. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, yeah. And that's how, like, those old ships had as much rigidity as they did. Like, you would think that they would just break, like, from the wind blowing at it, but the thing is, like, the masts go all the way down through the ship into the keel. And it's mounted to the keel, which is the bottom part of the ship. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then we got to go up to the fourth block, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, we're just keeping a 3-block spacing in between. And then we gotta go up. See if that's there. Okay, so then we gotta go up to... nope. 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 Here. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this goes up to... Nope. Yep, okay. Dr. Golsonov says, does that mean that if a mast was broken on one of those sailing ships, the entire ship was totaled? Yes and no. It wasn't... So the connection to the keel isn't like a permanent connection. So think of it like wood joinery, right? So how you get like those Japanese carpenters and they do like these crazy like things to like make two pieces of wood stick together without using any glue or nails or anything. Sort of like that. So if a mast did break, you could technically remove the base part of the mast that goes all the way down to the keel. So you could take that out, put a new one in, and then just reconnect it to the same way, or reconnect it the same way that it was. And that should work, but like with a car, it's incredibly expensive to do that, so most people couldn't afford it, so they just basically scuttled the ship. That is not actually what needs to be here. Alright. But yeah, I mean, because, like, think about it, right? So the mast of a ship is constantly exposed to sea spray, right? And salt water and wood don't exactly get along with each other. So eventually what ends up happening is it breaks, right? It wears down, you know, it gets rotten and stuff like that. And so, like, you have to have that ability to replace the mast without building an entirely new ship. Now, it was usually only the rich people that could afford that. So that's why it was usually only the rich people who owned the big boats. Dr. Close says, oh, okay, makes sense. I did something very simplified like that for making my cutting board. The one cutting board was so much work, I can't imagine doing that on a large scale. It's actually a little bit easier on a larger scale because you can use bigger tools, right? So back in the day, I mean, they had like hand saws, they had axes, you know, stuff like that. So when you're connecting it into the keel, and they had like hand drills too, right? So really, and you know, all of the shaping, what are those called? Like they're like wedges or whatever, but you like scrape off hand planer. There you go. So they had all of that stuff, right? So all the things that carpenters nowadays use, they had back then too. So what they could do is they would basically take a huge, basically a tree, right? And they would cut off all the branches and smooth it out and make it look nice. And then they would take the bottom, and you would always want to do the base of the tree towards the bottom, right? Because the tree naturally grows upwards. That's where it's, you know, the strongest. You've got the widest part at the bottom, thinnest part up at the top. And it also allows for a lot of flexibility up at the top too, which prevents it from breaking. Whereas if you had the smaller part towards the bottom, with all that extra mass up at the top, when you bend that too much due to the wind or whatever, it's going to break the mast. So they had to make it so that way the base of the tree was at the bottom. And so if you have like, I don't know, let's say a 18-inch diameter tree at the base, what they would do is they would cut that in until it was about a foot diameter, right? And then would have like a little column, whatever, that a column of the tree that they would, you know, shape or whatever, that would be like a foot in diameter. And that would go up for, I don't know, 2-3 feet, however long. And then in the keel, which is, you know, another tree, right? They would dig a 1 foot diameter hole into it. And then once that was done, you take the keel, you set that in place, whatever, then you take the mast and you set the, you know, 1 foot diameter portion, bottom portion of the mast, and you set that into the hole that you dug into the keel. And then you drill a hole through the side of the keel through the column of the mast, and you probably have to do this a couple times. And then they would take wooden dowels, basically, and they would just kind of knock those into the holes to hold the mast to the keel. And so then if you ever needed to take it out, all you got to do is knock those pins out, take the mast out, throw a new mast in, and then put the pins back in. So, I mean, like I said, it was very expensive to do that, but not impossible. So it's like, imagine like a car, right? And your transmission goes out. Like, do you replace the transmission? That's going to cost you like 6, 7, 8 grand when the car's only worth, you know, 4 grand? Or do you total the car, right? So it's same kind of thing, just, you know, with a ship. All right, so let's see. So this has got to be, I'm going to do a smaller sail here, actually. So let's do 7 and 5. So we'll cut one off the end here, we'll cut one off the end here. And then we'll make this one. Let's see, column. There we go. Now this will go to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm out of interior plate again. But yeah, I mean, like, making ship, like, it took a very skilled carpenter to make a ship. And so, like, they would have to know all of those wood joinery methods, and they would have to know how to deal with large pieces of wood, right? Because, I mean, that's just what you would need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one I'll just make 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so That is looking a bit more... I feel like this one is too tall. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. Apparently my explanation was too much for Dr. Close Enough because his head just exploded. Sorry about that. So in this picture that I've got, they've got 3 tall masts. The central mast, well, I suppose the 2 central masts. I suppose that one's kind of in the front though, isn't it? Well, I don't know. They have like a mast set like in the front off of the tip that goes up. Like there's a piece that goes out this way, and they have a mast on the front of that. That's weird. That should be a triangular sail right there. Yeah, there's just there's a lot with this ship right now. Man. And then, you know, all of this has to be filled out as well. And then I don't know how exactly I'm gonna make this work. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But then this kind of has to go forward, I guess. And then we'll bring it down slowly. Depends on the blocks, though. So it's kind of like at a 45 right there, but that's going to change, potentially. Yeah, so I think this just needs to go... Well... How do I want to do this? Okay, and then from here, this is where I have to start doing the angle downwards. Dr. Kosno says, it was good info though. I'm med and education, so my knowledge is more narrowly focused. I'm a jack of all trades. I like knowing a little bit about a lot of things, and I know a lot of it about very few things. Alright, so now let's see what I can make this do. Steel plate. All right. Okay, so already this is not gonna work with this. But like I said, I mean, how I do this is gonna be dependent on the blocks themselves. So we'll just keep it on, I guess. And I don't know what happened with my voice just now, but like it just like dropped. It's weird. I'm not complaining though. Right, and then from here, this is where we have to start going outwards. I kind of like that. For like the front of the ship, that looks rather nice, if I do say so myself. Okay, now for this, all of this is going to be these blocks. right? And it's just going to be a repetition of these blocks wherever they have to go. So the next one is going to be this block. And that goes there, to there, to there, to there. And then that's going to get rid of that one because that's not going to fit either. In fact, none of this is going to fit, actually. Okay. And then... Alright, so that can go like that. Good. Oh, whoops, I missed pieces. And then this thing has to go as well. No, what am I missing? I think I messed something up somewhere. Oh well, it's fine. There we go. Doctor, close enough. I'm not going to read that one. But thank you. Alright, so this has to go into here. And then that probably has to go somewhere not there. Yeah, I'm thinking probably not. Alright. There we go, and that is there, that is there. Then this, of course, needs to go here, and then we need this piece, and then that piece again. And then probably that piece there. And there. I don't know, we'll figure something out. But that is kind of what the front of the ship is looking at. It's very warship destroyer-esque, I guess. Okay, so now here is going to be the hard part, and it's probably not actually going to be hard. I think it's just going to be this reversed. So like this will just kind of go out like that, and then we'll do another one there, and another one there, and another one there. Let's see. No, that's got to go this way. No, this way. Am I completely messing this up? I think I am. Ah, there we go. That's how it's got to go. All right. Dr. Closino says, I stand by that statement and you are welcome. Well, alrighty then. Alright, so this gets to go in there like that and like that. And then we get to do this again, and then I think this just meets up with a 45. Well, like that. Okay. And then we kind of continue that going down, and then it should have a natural conversion between, you know, the different facets here. But I think that's because of the way that I made this top row and how it's not really curved, it's just like 3 different angles. Alright, so... And then I don't know exactly how this is going to work going out that way. But I'll have to figure something out. And then, let's see. That can go there and there. And then we'll just put that there, I guess, for now. I think that's how that's gonna go. Okay, so let's get back into these blocks. Okay, and then this block to fill in. Wonderful. Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this transition to work quite right. It's like it's hard for me to visualize how this is gonna go together. Alright, and now this has to go the other way. Alright, so then that goes like that. And then this goes over there. And then this goes in there. Something like that anyways. Okay. Now I just have to get this to work properly. Oh, I see what happened here. Nice. See, this is the part that I couldn't see right here. But this is actually perfect. See how that fits perfectly? It's perfect. And then we go back into this. Well, that can go there, I suppose. Then that can go there. And then that is our third angle here. And that's just how it goes. All right, wonderful. All right, so let's get this going a little bit more. Dr. Kosanov says, it's very satisfying when that happens, isn't it? Yes, it is. Especially when you don't necessarily see it. I think that kind of adds an extra something. Now, this, I think, needs to be this block, and then that needs to be the black, and like that. Now we have this coming down to a point. We have that going to a point. That going to a point. And this goes to a point. And then depending on how I round this out, this should all work relatively well. Now, getting this part here to match up with this part here, because it is more curved, is going to be a little bit more challenging, but not impossible. Okay, and then down here, that's got to be a different block in there. Alrighty, let's see, what else do we have to do? We have to build this thing to go around the thruster, because we do want to try to keep that there. And then we have to get this to communicate with the front here. So an easy way to deal with this particular block here would be to just run this. And then we could run straight block here, and then that should, actually no, is that going to create, that's going to create an angle. Nope, don't like it. Okay, so then we're going to have to run this all the way out. Yeah, because that's still a 2x1 angle on that face. So that goes there. That goes there. And that is how that will join up there. And then this part, I think we'll just bring forward and see what we can make work. Probably not to there, though. And then, yeah, that's all the same face there, so that should be fine. And then, let's see, that. Can go there, and then that is how that connects. And now, I have to try to get this to go forward. So that goes there, that goes there. Okay. So now we've got that level done. So now we need to drop down a level, and that's where it starts getting interesting. So I think I have a block that can fit this, and that's going to be these blocks. So that will work there. And that should carry forward. And hopefully it'll communicate properly. I don't know, once we get to the end. Alright, so okay, so now this needs to go and then this, gotta get this to go somehow. Except that can't go there. Okay, how did I do it back here? Okay, Okay, so the sides were up quite a bit higher than the keel. So I just followed this line forward. Okay, so we'll just get rid of this for now. Okay, so let's see. So we have a different face here, but you see how it makes like this weird indent here? I don't like it when it does that, but I think in this case I don't really have a choice. It's not that noticeable, I suppose. Unless, of course, you're me. In which case it's very noticeable, but it's fine. Okay. And now this piece needs to be one of these. Not that one. And not that one either. Huh. This one might actually be this one. Yeah. So now we've put a 45-degree face in here along with this transition 2x1 and then this normal 2x1. So now this is just looking all kinds of weird, but kind of expected that was going to happen, so I'm not really too worried about it, I suppose. And that can go there, and then we can get this piece in there. And I suppose that's one way that we could do this, is just kind of continue this pattern. And then, of course, this is a completely different one that we'd probably have to do like that. And then, okay, let me see. We gotta see how much of this did I block. Half a block on the top, all right. So if we're gonna block half a block on the top, and then if that's a full block there, then let's see, we have to bring that. I think that's going to be one of these blocks. Probably not that one. Probably not this one. But maybe this one. What the? Oh, okay. The game was freaking out on me for a second. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, but that doesn't bring us up to a half block. Okay. I mean, I could do this. No, that's not going to work. That's definitely not going to work. And that one's not going to work. No. Okay, so I need a block. Is that going to be in here? Something like that, maybe? I mean, it fits, but I don't know if I would say it fits really, really well. And then that one can go across there. And then we'll, I don't know, make it go downwards, I guess. And then that can go to there. And then we'll go with this block again. No, I don't think we want to go with this block. Let me see. We can't really do that one either. We could go with this, because then this block is actually this one. And that's just kind of how that would be. And then this would need to be this block. And then this would just be a flat block, I guess. Just a regular old block. And then this one, of course, would have to be this block again. And that's nearly it, except this has to travel this way. So how would we get that to work? Let's see. Probably have to go into there, but then that's going to mess up all of this, maybe, possibly. Unless I just bring that down straight away. And then this would have to be that, and then that would have to be that, and then this would have to fit in there, and we have a block for that. Alright, so that would go there. Not the most amazing thing in the world, certainly not as exciting as what I had in the back, but it's not terrible either. Although I kind of feel like this could be something different, like right where it meets the keel. I feel like that could be something else. But yeah, so that's the front of the ship. Now, we're gonna have to put like windows in here or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we need something in there to kind of break up the monotony there and the repeated pattern, because that kind of throws me off a bit. We can definitely put some windows in here, and we probably actually want to put some more Gatling turrets in there. So that would be this block, probably. And then we would need 2 blocks over, so you know, this block and this block. So this would have to come out, this would come out, this would come out. And then we would go here and here. And then we would want these to go between. And then we could drop this down again to here and put another one here. And of course this would have to come out as well. Let me see, so that would go something like this. As soon as the plates are picked up, there we go, good. And then up here, this would have to be the break-off point. So we can put the full Gatling cannons all on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Definitely not that color though. Alright, so that is looking a bit better. I'm gonna build up this other jump drive because it's got to be in here anyways. Alright. Now, what? Oh, I made that the wood texture. Okay. Then we'll make it the wood texture. Alright, so that's going to take a while to get that built up, which is fine. But then we'll have 2 jump drives on here. And we could, if I really, really wanted to, like layer this, just sandwich them all in here, just like a cake of jump drives all the way through. But, yeah, and then I've got like all of this space in here that I have to do something with. So that's going to be fun. And when I say that's going to be fun, I mean it's absolutely not going to be fun. It's going to be terrible. And I'm probably going to hate every single minute of it. I'm just kidding. It won't be that bad. But, I don't know. Like, we're going to have so much space inside of this thing. Like, when I said that the shark that I made on the server could fit in here, like, if I didn't have all of this stuff in the middle, it could literally, minus the fins, fit in here. Just in this space. And I'm definitely going to need a lot more thrust on this thing in a lot of different directions, so I have to figure out where to put that in here too. But at least, unlike with the shark, I'm not dealing with multiple subgrids, so that's good. All right, so I think we've made some fairly good progress today. It's definitely looking more like a pirate ship, especially if you come back here. Now, once I put the sails on there, it'll look better, of course, but imagine there's a sail here, a sail in between here, another smaller sail in between here, same thing here, so sail, sail, sail. And then, yeah, and then there's going to be probably a large triangular sail going from the top of this to some sort of a post that'll put off of here, so it'll go from here up to there, and then it's got to have like a, I don't know, triangular sail going in there. Kind of to match the one in the back, just, you know, bigger. Dr. Golsonov says, no multiple subgrids, but what about embracing Clang? LOL. I will make a shrine to Clang inside the ship. So that way he will grace us with his blessing. Alright, so let me get this in here. So that has got to go like that. Alright. And then I kind of want to integrate these into the mast, if I can. I think that would be kind of cool. Alright, how's this thing doing? Well, it's got everything else built. It's just working on the superconductor right now. It's actually going pretty fast. Alright, good. Yeah, and I don't think I have to worry about uranium on here at all, but we'll check it anyways. Let's see, uranium. So we have 0.27 in here, 0.27 in there. We have 130 there. And 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100 again, nearly 100. Yep, it's actually at 100 right now. So I would say we're probably pretty good on uranium for a little while. So I'm pretty okay with that. Okay, so that's probably going to take a little while to get done. That's fine. So, what do you guys think of the pirate ship so far? Now that we can see it's somewhat completed, at least from this side. I mean, granted, it's missing all of the sails, but thoughts, concerns, questions, comments, whatever you got, let me hear it. I suppose all of those guns kind of look a little out of place, but, you know, this is supposed to be a battleship, right? Something I could do, imagine if I ran a conveyor all the way up through the center here, and all the way up at the top I put like another Gatling cannon. That'd be kind of funny. I could do the same thing through here. And there, I guess. Dr. Gilsonov says, I don't have anything, to be honest. Well, that's all right. I'll let you think about it. All right. So, unfortunately, I do have work tomorrow morning, and we are nearing 8:30, so I am going to be calling it here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream so far, and I would like to thank you all for joining me. Dr. Kostanov says, it's still more an in-process ship, but I am liking it. Thank you. All right. Yeah, this is not the biggest ship that I've ever made, but it's close. I mean, you saw the gigantic turtle. Well, maybe you guys didn't see it, but in one of the earlier streams, when I couldn't log into the server, I went into the single player realm to kind of show off what I've built before. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be all I got. Dr. Legend says, have a great night. Yeah, and come back tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. If I can find the entrance, there it is, hiding. And then we gotta go this way, there we go. And into the secret pirate area. Excellent. Alright, so, once again, thanks you guys all for coming. I do appreciate being here, but that is all I've got. And,